Welcome back, everybody, to the MLG.TV Destiny Bounty. We are pretty much half done with our competition. You will see teams moving along into sort of the final steps pretty soon. But right now, we're still on, I think it is step 5. Step 5, yeah, sorry about that. And coincidentally is open 5 either chests as a team captain. So you'll see a lot of people jumping from planet to planet. Jaeger, how's this step been for you so far?
As far as getting 5 ether chest keys
Well, I
or
mean,
five
as,
ether
as
chests.
just watching them and seeing the team strategy.
Oh, I mean, it seems like they have the right idea. They're splitting apart on different areas. It's really hard to get that timing down though, because not only are you competing against other people during the MLG Destiny bounty, but you're competing against other people in the areas that are farming keys like all day long.
That's true.
They might have a full fire team. You can't just tell them, "Hey, wait." They're gonna go ahead and complete it because they're trying to get those keys as fast as they can for Prison of Elders. So
That's
it,
true.
it's pretty interesting because you might luck out where nobody's there, but most of the time somebody's gonna be doing it. Kind of like the loot cave earlier in the early days of Destiny. Everybody was doing it, so
Definitely.
there's always
And
people farming.
sorry, not to cut you off. Let's hop on board with LT John.
Yes.
Let's bring him up. Actually, full screen. He is on. Is that Skywatch? I'm not really sure. Um,
Let's see. Yes, it does look like.
Yeah, it is. It is Skywatch.
Yes.
Okay. It looked a little weird for a second, but seems
Yeah, it did.
everyone is going to Skywatch. Seems
Yep.
like that is the place of choice for all
Place
of
to
this
go.
stuff. Yeah. So let's hop on full screen with that. Sorry about that, guys. Um, so yeah, LTJ. I'm not sure how many they've completed so far, but I know that these guys are PVE experts, and it looks like they've got one to spawn over there, sort of in the back of Skywatch. Actually, I'm not used to
Yep.
seeing it over there. But they're running around with those Scorch Cannons. For someone who doesn't know, what is the Scorch Cannon and what does it do?
Oh, I mean, the Scorch Cannon's a cannon. When you press R2, I think you have 10 rockets that you get to go ahead and use as soon as it drops.
Mm-hmm.
You pick it up. It's an item that you pick up. And the thing you can do about it, I didn't even know it when I first used it, is you shoot, press R2 and it fires. But then if you hold down R2, the longer that you hold that R2 down, the more damage that explosion will do when you release the trigger. And if you just go ahead and hold down R2 the entire time, it'll go ahead and do the massive amount of damage it can do. But it does take a while. You'll notice a variation in the pitch of the sound that it makes. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to see, to use, especially if you're not having a rocket launcher on hand. It's definitely handy to go ahead and do. Some people stick it to enemy. Other people will go ahead stick it on the ground before enemies land. It's interesting to do.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's sort of like this DLC's version of the relic, right? It's a
Right.
thing you can pick up in Prison of Elders, or like the relic was a thing you could pick up in the raid, and you have a Scorch
Exactly.
Cannon guy. I see, it drops a lot in the Prison of Elders when Varric sort of presents a gift. Um,
Right.
but other than that, like you said, there's a lot of choices that go into using it. It's like, do I want to give this to the guy with heavy ammo already, or do I want to keep it from him and give it to one of my, you know what I mean, with
Right.
nothing,
Exactly.
or maybe I shouldn't give this to my hunter who can go invisible, right? Like, cause they'll have to drop it. And what do I
Exactly.
do? Do I stick it to enemies? Do I hold it? How long do I hold it for? There's a lot of things that people wouldn't guess that go into that. So you can see LT John picking up his first chest.
Oh, here he
He
goes.
Yep, should be going to another zone. There he goes. He's going down there, and he's getting stuck on his
Oh,
sparrow. But what they're doing is, of course, going to the next zone, and then going right back, so they can pick up as many as possible in one run. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to get 3 this run. He's hitting a few walls and stuff. Um, He's gonna have to really hurry. I think he might be able to do it, but it's gonna have to be a good run. Oh, look, he's struggling on those jumps.
oh,
Those
that
are
happens all the
crucial.
time.
Those are crucial jumps. I
I
don't
hate when
know.
that
So
happens.
definitely 2 for him on this run, but yeah, he's not gonna go for another one. Let's actually
Yeah, he
bring up
knows.
our darkness zone. We can check in with Watts and Dado's team math class. They got stuck a little bit on the Sparrow backflips, so they're actually now doing the House of Wolves DLC without controlling any zones, but just being able to neutralize them.
They're making ground. They
They're
definitely,
making
they
they're
made
definitely
it
making
past the
ground.
sparrows.
Yeah, they got past that, right? They got past the
past that.
backflip. Okay, let's go back to killing people. We didn't expect that one to be hard. Maybe that threw them for a loop a little bit.
Right.
But they're actually they're not far behind. They're already halfway done with the game, and it doesn't look like they're struggling that much. They're up by 3,000 points, and they're handling sort of the zone neutralizing really well. Just, you see Watts actually just rushing someone with his judgment 6, I think that is. But
He's going all in.
yeah, he's going all in with his Hawkman too, and they're trying to get this over. It's all smiles over there. You can see them laughing. They're trying to get it over as fast as possible and move on to that ether chest step. I think that might be where these ether chests, where some teams make some ground up, right? Because if you don't get a third key from one run, that might be an extra 10 minutes. You know what I mean? That might be an extra 5-10 minutes of you finding an area, getting one to spawn, killing the enemies, and doing all that stuff. So that could be a whole game of control within itself right there.
If they had a chance to catch ground, that might be the place.
Definitely. Let's actually go full screen with Dado, Dado's team, excuse me, and let's do a listen in with them. I want to see what they're doing to make this ground up and how they're adapting to this challenge.
I'm dead.
Whoa, what just hit me? What just hit me? What just hit me? Oh god. What just hit me?
Everybody going huge this game.
Only 5 minutes left.
No problemo.
Dude, I love that
Enemy
my
captured zone C.
MLG.TV chat has
Zone
literally
A
turned into
neutralized.
nothing but SpongeBob references.
An episode of SpongeBob, yeah.
Yep.
Oh. That's 2 strengths of the wolves.
3.
Okay, you guys decap. I'm going to A.
We're not gonna. They're capping A again. Dude, these guys are back and forth right now.
Well, we're spawn flipping them like crazy.
Yeah.
They're like,
Enemy
what's going
captured
on in zone?
Zone A. Zone C neutralized.
Hit one of them. There you go, boom, boom. Hard plate.
That's golden and
Feeling all big about myself.
Alright, shotguns are kind of cool. Never thought I'd hear myself say that. This is dumb.
A.
Triple down for Watts. Going for 4.
Down for what?
Oh,
There, done that.
Enemy
Main
captured
stage
Zone
is a
C.
lot hotter than my apartment.
Zone A neutralized.
Dumb
Oh my god, alright, this shotgun is stupid, dude. Is this what people feel like all the time when they're fighting against me?
You're not using zone. Whenever you're using like now, multiply by about 2.
It's called Party Crasher.
Oh, that's the second best. No,
stupid little man.
What'd you just say?
It's got a mag.
Yeah, that thing's pretty strong too. So Party Crasher's good? I mean, the description.
All right, so you hear them talking. Actually, Watts sounds. I'm not sure if you're listening, Jaeger, but they were saying, "Wow, is this what people feel like when they're using shotguns against me?"
Right.
I don't think Watts is a shotgun user. That much I've gathered so far.
No.
I think he's taking to it. He's got. I said it was Judgment 6 before, but actually he corrected me. A Party Crasher +1, one of the new shotguns that actually people are saying already is like better than Fell Winter's Lie, believe it or not.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so especially since you can re-roll it at the gunsmith just to get those perfect perks on it. I know you can do that with Fell Winters as well, but maybe it has slightly better stats. Not sure. People are saying, though, that it is the best shotgun in the game, or one of them at least. Maybe due to the fact that it has some of those new perks that Fell Winter's Lie doesn't have access to.
Right. That's pretty interesting, because I believe the new shotguns, when you re-roll them, at least with the House of Wolves shotgun weapons, I don't think you can get Hammer Forged anymore. And I know Shot Package Hammer Forged is such a great, awesome roll to have on a shotgun. But I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, shotgun seems to be doing work right now for him. He's using it pretty well.
I think you're right. Hammer Forge sort of has been taken off from what I can gather of the shotguns.
I believe so.
But I think it's sort of been replaced with some of the new perks like rifled barrel or like fitted. I forget exactly what they're called. But each of them, I think it's just a little more balanced now, where it's like, okay, increase range but decrease ability. It's not just increased range and no penalty to the rest of the gun. which was kind of crazy if you think about it. So I think they bounce out a fair amount, and you see them finishing that match. Let's actually go into our MLG Darkness Zone. I have Lumi up on the other screen, and they are actually on the next step, which is the Prison of Elders run on level 34. Of course, the whole team must complete this, so that's 2 fire teams competing together. Just sort of, okay, let's finish this as fast as possible. If one team finishes, you have to wait to the other half of your fire team to move on to the next step.
It looks like he has Artemis. It's Lumi, Artemis. I wonder who else is tagging along with them.
Lucky Charms is
Lucky?
what I see. Yeah, it's Lucky. So that
Yes.
leaves
Okay, yeah.
Scamp, Ewok, and Matrix, if I'm not mistaken, right? There are going to be another group. So
Yes.
you think that's down to the classes that they're running?
It could be. It does look like. Let's see. We got is that 2 Titans and a Warlock, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it could be class-based what they're doing. Honestly, everybody I believe has like 1 of each class. They're probably getting ready, prepared. They don't want to mess this up, really. They don't want
Right.
to fall behind. So it looks like if they have 2 Titans there, they're pretty much doubling up, making sure, hey, we're gonna make sure nothing bad happens. We're not gonna lose this competition. So.
Yeah, I'd love to go full screen with them actually, and sort of listen in. Let's just hop right in to another listen in and see how they're thinking of finishing this brand new Prison of Elders level 34 as fast as possible.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna set up on this side. This is what I always do, so I can get the one right here. Are you guys gonna get the mid one and the one right next underneath you, Lucky?
Get them for round 3, but don't get them for this round. I can get all 3 this round. It's just easier that way. The next round you can save whatever you're gonna use for the last one.
Sounds good.
Just saving supers and stuff.
Alright.
I gotta pick up 4 gallons.
Enemy is advancing.
I mean, but if you're really near it, then just grab it.
Or dead.
Well, anything like 40 on it.
Oh, fuck.
It's on
All
8.
good.
Okay, you got that one already? Okay.
Yep, already got it.
Go to scam.
Good stuff.
Alright, where's the next one?
It'll be easy. It's be a quick defuse. Over here, Mitchell.
Where's the second one spawning? Where are you at?
I'm gonna
Shit.
stay up here.
I'm good.
There it is. I guess we just did it really fast.
It's by you.
There's a sign right here. 2 signs. Got 'em.
Yeah, like you watch how that guy spawns up on top where you died.
You guys
And
get
Yeah.
bubbles?
We're on
I saw the bubble.
the Cabal.
Can you do your bubble up here? Actually, I don't have my super.
Alright, there we go.
Did you use it last time?
Yeah, I use it because I panicked.
Alright, hold on.
Bad clearing.
We got it. No, we'll be good. We should be good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, quick question. Does anyone know how to actually get up on the awning for the gunsmith? Has anyone done it?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna have to try? Okay, so you,
How do you do
you
it?
guys- Okay, well then
You
you're gonna have to
jump
like.
up in the tree, jump up on an arm of the tree, and then you strafe jump over to the guy. Like over to the arm.
Alright.
It's really, really easy.
Alright,
That's
Mike,
what
okay,
we're going to.
you got it?
Yeah, I've got all the mines again. I've got my super already.
Alright. I'll be over here with Rumi then.
Yeah,
Good.
just keep killing ass for him.
Yeah, perfect.
As soon as the
Then
other
you
mine
have to
appears,
stealth
I'll go up top with you guys. For now, just keep me here and blind them.
All right, so you hear them already planning some of the next steps. You hear them, Lumi saying, "Hey, wait, does anyone actually know how to get on top of the gunsmith awning?" I think you know, a lot of people have done it. A lot of people haven't. That's not something that necessarily is part of the game. Something you just mess around with. But I think it was Scamp saying that. Yes, I've done it. I'll show you guys how to do it. It's actually really easy. You know what? It might be really easy for someone who knows what he's doing, but for someone who's never jumped on that tree, and it sounds like 5 guys who have never jumped on, jumped up on those tree branches. It might not be so easy. So they're gonna need, as silly as it sounds, some good communication to get up, basically in the treehouse.
Bumping into each other.
Yeah, exactly. But now that we have sort of a few teams in the Prison of Elders, let's bring back our Darkness Zone. I've brought up Invigorate LT John in the other stream. and you can see they're in the second room, the second round, excuse me, which is a Cabal room that Lumi and the boys just finished. So they are very close behind. They're really neck and neck at this point.
Yeah, they're chasing them.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking at John, and he has just got focus in his eyes. He is not messing around. You know, he's looking at chat every once in a while, I think, to make sure they're doing the bounties and look at the next bounties when maybe they're in between waves. But during the fight, he is not messing around. He's firing his Gallahorn left and right and making sure that they do this room as fast as possible. We haven't really talked a lot about the Prison of Elders. It's just really, it sort of replaced raids in this DLC. Do you think the Invigorate guys are feeling a little sad about that? I know you can obviously speak from the best point of view, being part of the team, or do you guys sort of see it as a good replacement?
I think a good portion of us see it as a good replacement because rather than pretty much the more options that we have to do in Destiny, the better the community is going to feel about the game, because it's kind of limited to having a raid be released every single time. And some people look forward to the raiding, but I think for us it's kind of more refreshing to do something a little bit new and different. Having multiple different challenges, it really does help. Like bring light to the game more. So I'm really happy personally about the House of Wolves expansion, and I've seen many other Invigorate members be happy about it as well. So we're really happy about some of these changes and additions that they've made to it. So yeah, I think they're going to do a good job. I'm really curious how they're going to handle, like both teams are going to handle round 5.
Yeah.
I know level 34 round 5, I was playing it earlier for the first time because I did level 32 and I just said screw it, go level 35 and get that done. Level 34 I did it for the first time today, and wow, if you're not jumping the right area and you keep landing on the ground, you could automatically cause your whole team to wipe if you're not doing it correctly. So
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that portion
of
this competition to see what happens. Who fails and who pulls in the clutch to pull out for the win.
Well said. I think we're gonna see that coming up pretty soon. I think the A team is on round 3 of this level 34 Prison of Elders, and Invigorate is either starting round 3 or just finishing round 2. But yeah, I mean the boss for level 34 is I think it's like Urox the Flame Prince or something like that. But his specific mechanic is that when he enrages, so that's every like minute or so, the ground starts to burn. It's like that old game you used to play as a kid. The ground is lava. Don't touch the ground.
Yeah.
But as soon as you touch it, you start burning and you start dying. So you really have to float in air as much as possible. And it's interesting seeing how the different classes all accomplish that. Like I know as myself as a Sunsinger, I turn on Angel of Light, which allows me to float in air when I zoom in. So
yeah,
I sort of
gonna mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, take my jumps and then float. I come down and then maybe I hit the ground 3 times out of the whole enrage timer. So it allows me to like keep half my shields at least. And for Blade Dancers, it's I've seen Lumi do it in the past where he just pops his Blade Dance and swings around a bit, jumps and swings in air from left and right, and sort of just delays that timer of him going down.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not so sure how the Titans accomplish it. I think they might just have to jump and hope for the best and
jump somewhere high and just
yeah, that's
down as
exactly
long as you can.
exactly.
Pick on the afterburners.
One thing to mention is in that Cabal room, or I'm sorry, in the Hive room that it happens. A lot of people favor like the back left area, which has a little more cover, but that area has a really low ceiling, so you can't just stay there because as soon as that happens, you're kind of screwed. And unless you time that really well, then
that's
you're gonna.
actually the problem I was running into because it's such a shallow ceiling. I was like, why am I dying every single time? We're at the very last second, and then that's when I realized, oh, I'll just leave that little tunneled area, jump on something high, and then I lived every time. So.
Exactly.
Hopefully other teams realize that really quick if they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah,
Because that's
definitely.
something I ran into a few problems. Like, oh, great.
So it's like it's sort of that risk reward thing where it's like, you know what, I could leave this area and you know this enrage mechanic won't be a problem with me. But then I expose myself a lot more.
Exactly.
Or I could stay in cover, not get shot by any ads, but the enrage timer, I've got to be perfect with it. I got to be right on top of things, otherwise I'm going to cost my team a death. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And you don't want that during this kind of race.
No, definitely not. You do not. You especially in a regular Prison of Elders run, you definitely don't want it. But this is even more important that you don't waste any time with the wipes. You want to put as much DPS forward and just get it done as fast as possible. I think we see Lumi is on round 4. The A team are on round 4, and I think Invigorate are now sort of in the middle. They just got the Varric's gift for round 3, so they're catching up. They're just starting round 4 on the level 34.
Yep, making ground time.
Yep. And actually, I see. Is it 2 hive waves back to back for level 34?
I believe so.
Okay. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, I see them they're on round 4 and they're in a hive room. So maybe they went into another one by mistake. Hopefully not, right? Let's talk a little bit about the modifiers that have been introduced. What are some of your favorite modifiers that you know of or that you've seen so far?
I think the one that I like is you deal more damage while in the air, but then you take more damage while you're in the air.
Yeah.
It's like a real gamble if you decide, hey, I need to pull a clutch moment or pull in the wind to deal more damage because I'm pretty much getting wiped out, especially if you're the last guy. If you're the last guy running around, you're trying to revive other people, and then they have all kinds of enemies in front of you during those 2 modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
You're either going to get screwed, or you're going to get really lucky getting that first shot off before you get shot. And just wipe out everybody with a rocket or something. So I think those 2.
I can imagine also that modifier on Urox, the Flame Prince, where you have to jump up.
Oh man,
that would be crazy. I don't know how Bungie has set it up that maybe some of those you can't get on certain, against certain bosses, but I think something like that is really going to be difficult. Now we see Invigorate has caught up. They're both in the same room. Of course, the A team is a little farther on, but they're catching up really, really fast. So I expect Invigorate maybe even to pull ahead here. This room, I saw the modifier was Arc Burn. Tell me a little bit how that affects a room like this.
Well, I mean, it depends on, you have enemy shields. A lot of Hive shields are not Arc. So, wizards, a Hive wizard, pretty much a wizard that floats in there, is going to be raining down on you. They usually have fire shields. So if you're using Arc Burn, sometimes you might want to have a weapon that does solar damage.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Arc Burn can bring up the favor and go ahead and clean things up if you just get rid of that shield. But hopefully they don't really run into too many problems with it. I don't think they will, but it does play a factor. The burns definitely help if you're using those weapons. It really does play a big factor into what does extra damage, what's going to kill these mobs as fast as I can.
Right, so expect them to be bringing out their Fate Bringers, sort of classic arc weapons like that.
Exactly, yeah.
That will get this done a lot faster. It looks like they're actually both using scout rifles, which is I don't know if that's Fang of Your the DLC scout rifle, if that's a new one, like a Crucible drop, but both of them seem to be handling it really well. They're actually doing this so fast. Like Invigorate is catching up. I would love to go full screen with Invigorate and listen in with them and see what they're doing to catch up and see how the PvE experts are getting accustomed to the new Prison of Elders.
Your method to the madness.
Exactly.
And then I'll run and grab those orders again if I have time.
Okay, I'll shoot a gallery at that.
Okay. I'm behind the stairs.
Where's the middle jump?
Oh, I died. God dang it, man. You one-shot me.
I got a lot of shit on me right now.
Still alive. I got my heavy and everything.
I don't think I can, man. I think I'm gonna die.
Give me up, Naffer.
If you run away then, because mines aren't out then.
I'm running
Mine is
towards you.
next to me. That's perfect. Perfect. Come on.
Yep.
Get me up. One of y'all leave. Get me up. Both of
I got
y'all
it.
can leave.
I got him.
I'll cover this side. Go help. See.
Thank you for the
Another wizard I got. Alright, let's go.
There we go.
Run around, see if there's anything alive.
No, if this door's open, we're good. Nope, nope, nope. Run around.
It's not. There's something
No,
alive.
it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Never
Nope,
mind.
that's it. Nice, nice. Alright. Now we got that solar knight with solar burn.
All right, so you see them finishing the room pretty fast there. They're waiting to go into the final room. I think the final one is Arc Burn. Let's actually bring up our Darkness Zone again. We can see both teams entering the final wave of the level 34 Prison of Elders. This is Solar Burn against Urox, the Knight, and let's see how they do with this new mechanic.
This will be awesome. This will be awesome.
So
Nobody drops the ball.
Yeah, definitely. So right now I'm watching LT John and Lumi. If you want to pull up one of their POVs, Jaeger. It seems that the A team is using that back left strategy that I said. I've been, these guys stream on MLG.TV every day, and they have been running Prison of Elders like crazy. I know a bunch of the Invigorate guys, including yourself, have been doing Prison of Elders runs with viewers. That's really awesome to see. I think they've also been doing a little bit of that. I know they've all run this on their second and their third characters, so they should know the mechanics by now.
Oh, that's a cool helmet that John has. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like both teams. I'm looking at John's stream right now. They also went back left room. I like that. It has a shallow ceiling, but apparently you can actually use the bubble to your advantage.
That's really
Blessing
interesting.
of light, yeah.
Yeah,
Using
so
it to their advantage.
if we see what John is doing there, he put up a bubble, which of course protects you from damage, but also he's spec'd for Blessing of Light. So that gives you shields when you enter the bubble, so that the flame is not a problem, right? They're dropping that bubble, and as soon as they hit the ground again, they just have shields, so the burn doesn't even affect them. Of course, you rely on you having that bubble when that rage mechanic takes effect, and you're not always going to have it, but when you do, I think that's definitely a smart play and the way to do it for Titans.
Right, and that's probably why the A team has 2 Titans. I'm still looking at John's team to see if they have 2 Titans or not. They might even have 3, to be honest, but yeah, that's probably what the A team might have ran 2 Titans during this, because they knew that fire can drop a team, put you all in last place during this competition, so smart move.
Yeah, and speaking of the A-team, they almost have the boss down. I think they all have been using Black Hammer and maybe a Galahorn every once in a while. But that Solar Burn really helping. And you see Modifiers cleared. So half of the A-team at least has done it. I'm not sure about the other half. We'll see what they do when they go to orbit. We'll keep up the Darkness Zone so that you guys can see their rewards if they get any. But in the meantime, let's talk about LT John. They're not wasting any time either. They've got him to about 20% health, it looks like.
Oh yeah, they're about to get it done.
I think it's worth talking about our next challenge now. Beat the Shadow Thief Strike in less than 12 minutes. That's going to be really hard to do. I don't want to say if you mess up, but like if you need to be full force the whole time. Like you cannot slack on the shot. This is one of our time challenges. You know what I mean? This is a speed run. You need to be on your A game and knowing this strike. I don't know how many times they've run it. It is the Nightfall, and we'll see if some teams do the Nightfall versus the regular version. But yeah, I'm interested to see how familiar these guys are with the strike, right? Knowing the mechanics, knowing when the bosses spawn in each area, and doing it as fast as possible. You see John flying all the way down. He doesn't care, man. He's going all the way down to the treasure room. He's what if I die, whatever. Oh, look at that. He got a treasure key. He got a token to flight. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great to see. And he got the Dreamwaker. So that's the Queen's Guard rocket launcher. I haven't seen that one actually. That's really awesome to see him get that treasure key and then immediately just open the big chest. It's like, I don't want to save this one. I'm opening this. ASAP.
Right.
So both our teams are going to be going into the next step. I think this would be an awesome time to take a commercial break. When we come back, guys, we will have the last 4 steps of the competition, starting with running the Shadow Thief in under 12 minutes. Stay tuned, guys. We'll have more action right after this.